Okay, so we'll begin with today's session. Hello, good evening, and a warm welcome to our today's Tech Talk on startup ideas. I hope you all had an informative session the last time we met. Bitspace, itself being a startup idea, is bringing you a tech talk on startup ideas. It is our honor today to have Mr. Nikhil Gahak sir to guide us today. He has done his PhD from IIM Bombay. He is presently working in the Green Billions Limited company as business analyst and handling operations supply chain of compressed biogas project of the company. He has 6 research articles published in Scopus and ABCD category and one book chapter. He's completed his MTech in industrial automation and robotics after doing mechanical engineering. After masters, he's worked in Robot Bosch company as junior engineer in process of planning of CRI fuel injector manufacturing for 1.5 years. Presently working as visiting faculty in BK Shroff College for subject Business Analytics. It is honored today, sir, to have you, and we welcome you on this platform.
Thank you, Tanvi, and also thank you, Mayur, Bitspace, for giving me this opportunity to share my ideas and topic today, what I'm presenting you uh, on this today's session. So it's like the topic is all about exploring this startup ideas and sustainable fuel solutions and many more for that. So when we talk about sustainability, it's like whenever you go with the different ideas. So when you go with different projects and all, the question that you ask, like in which area you're working, what's the project, what's the startup is all about. And there is a booming world you can see about the fintech technology, climate technologies, then there is sustainable startups. So what exactly they are? Sustainability is I think the word to come where, and it's a booming word you can say at present, and where we just care about the environment, social power, social economic. Economic is only not about the startups, but we also need to take care about the social and the environmental part. So how this social environmental part is taken care and how they can be bring further into the startups and how these startups can be further pitch in for the fundings and how are these taken forward. So we'll look at about it. So I am working with the, as Tanvi mentioned, I work in a green billions company. The name suggests it's a green billion. So it's about all sustainability, green. So this is all about what I'm presenting you. I will just share my screen and then I will discuss about the today's session. So Tanvi, is it visible?
Yes, sir, we are good.
Yeah. So here we see about there's a topic what I mentioned is exploring the innovative startup ideas in a realm of sustainable fuel solution. So what exactly sustainable fuels? What are the solutions? So as the name suggested, sustainable fuels. So we all know about the all the fuels that we like petrochemicals, crude oil, natural gas that we use in the many industries as well as in transport industry like cars and all. So how this can be sustainable? How sustainable the name suggests is nothing but we can say without harming the environment, without producing the carbon, without giving the pollution into the environment. So how this can be done? So when we talk about sustainable fuels, we have many examples. Our minister, the cabinet minister, Nitin Gadkari, he is working with. He just yesterday launched a ethanol car, which is based on ethanol. So he also has a car which is running on hydrogen. So this all fuels. This is the thing, but they give zero carbon. So how this zero carbon comes? So how it is possible? So this is with the sustainable fuels. And what are the sustainable fuels? How they can be generated? What is the situation at present in the say our the country or outside the country? What the scenario it is going on, and how we can make these ideas into startups and further into the business. We will think about it. So I will just discuss about some case that I am working in a company called Green Premiums as a business analyst, and what are the problems that I faced when taking this project forward. So it's a very new idea that I'm working with and pitching into the market for funding, for making business development, business designs. So for developing such ideas, what are the problems that I faced? I will discuss with you all, and how to overcome these problems and then pitch in into the market. That's the today the topic we are going to it. So this is the content flow of the presentations. I will just brief you about the company, what exactly is done. and what other scenario the companies are doing. Then CBG, as we talked about the sustainable fuel, there is a sustainable fuel which is coming forward is a compressed biogas. We all know there's a like biogas. Biogas is used in the kitchens as a fuel and all for that. But can we think of this biogas is generated from the waste or the animal waste, we can say agriculture waste, can be used into the vehicles? So is it possible? If it is possible, how it can be taken forward? So this is nothing but the CBG, that's the compressed biogas. What are the global initiatives? Where is India pitching in? What are the different technologies for it? How the business model is formed, and what are the problem faced, and how the solution can be taken. So this is all about the presentation today. I will be discussing with you all. Before going to the presentation, the CBG, what is CBG scenario, I will be discussing about the one of the project that is going in the Pune, where the I think the company Bitspace is at, and how the future is. So when I talk about the Green Billion, this is the first company or the pioneering company which will be producing hydrogen from the municipal waste. So and hydrogen is used will be used in the cars. So we have a car where we can use hydrogen as a fuel, which will generate a zero carbon emission, will be very zero, very less. So how it is can be done? So this is company is a first ever company who is producing the hydrogen from waste. So how it is? It is a company which is now. So what I'm working. This is the of my company. So Variant. It is a Variant Pune. It's a branch of Green Billions, and we have set up in this plant in Hadapsar, Pune, where we will be getting 350 tons of municipal waste from Pune Municipal Corporation, and that waste per day that will be getting 350 tons will be generating into the hydrogen. So if we see like we are thinking about petrochemicals, we are different fuels which are very expensive, which we are importing from different countries and which are very costly. So is it possible to have a sustainable fuel which is like, if we are talking about India to be a completely independent, we will not be dependent on the other countries. To be self-sustained, we need to produce the energy which is there inside our whatever it is there inside in the country. So how can it be done? So when we talk about these different cities like Pune, Mumbai, these are metropolitan cities. So when I ask you about like what is the per day generation of waste, municipal waste on this in these cities, so it's like when you talk about Pune, there is about 5,000 tons per day of waste is generated per day. So this waste, what is the what kind of solutions we have for this waste? What we do is we take this waste, we dump to into the dump houses, or we burn it. So this waste, they generate the pollutions, they generate the carbon, lot of many things will go. But if this waste is converted into energy and which can be used into a fuel, how innovative the solution is. So these are the different possibilities that are coming forward. There are many. There might be many companies maybe outside India, maybe doing this kind of product projects. But this is the first company that we are working with. So this is the solution, like sustainable solution for fuel. So we are replacing petrochemicals, we are replacing the other natural gases, crude oil, with the help of which is and generating hydrogen, which is very the emissions will be which are very less, and we are also utilizing the waste and generating the energy. So where this kind of projects can be taken forward. So when we think about the startups in sustainability area, these are some of the possibilities which can come forward. So this slide shows the overflow of the, so there's a waste which is coming from different places of Pune to the place in Hadapsar, where there is a segregation of waste first is done, where we the recyclable waste is taken out, and other which is not recyclable is taken to the our plant. Then this which is the waste that is not recyclable is converted into the hydrogen and fertilizers. So this is all the project that is running. So now coming forward towards the CBG that I talked about, there are different sustainable solutions of fuels. So when we talk about what is the scenario of why there is a need of sustainable fuel, why there is a what is CBG, why there is need of hydrogen. So if we see towards a scenario of the complete, not only the India, the world. So in India, we are importing 77% of crude oil, 50% of natural gas, and it is projected that if such things goes on, at the end around 2040, we will be importing around 90% of the 90% of the energy or the fuel, we can say. So if this is going to happen, if so presently we can see that we are importing such high quantity of crude oil, high quantity of natural gases, high quantity of petrochemicals from the other countries. So we are dependent on them. If such things goes on, if session goes on and goes on, if we are not generating by ourselves, uh, by we are not sustained, then we will be completely dependent. So if this is going on, many companies have predicted that about 90% of the energy or the fuel will be we will be importing for other countries, and we will be dependent on them. So this is a when we look at the startup point of view, as a entrepreneur point of view, there we can see there is a market. We are importing. Why can't India be self-sustain? Why can't India generate the energy? Why can't India generate the sustainable fuels at in India itself? So why can't it be done? So there is a need of sustainable fuel, and for which I think we need to talk about the hydrogen. We need to talk about the compressed biogas, and yes, what is compressed biogas? So when you talk about some compressed biogas, we all knows that biogas generated from the agriculture waste. And there's a waste from the animal waste. Then there is a municipal waste. So different waste we generate the biogas. So if this biogas is compressed and purified, this can be used into the vehicles, and it can be replaced by the CNG, like the CNG. So what is the composition of this biogas? Is nothing but compressed biogas, that we have a CO2, H2S, then methane. So 90% of the biogas nothing but a methane, CH4, and there's some quantity of H2S, hydrogen sulfide. There's a small quantity of CO2 and compressed biogas. So so this is all about what is CBG, and which is generated from the waste. So we are not anything using different things. We are just using the waste what is available in our country, and which are converting into the fuel. So, see, if we see about the overall scenario of the energy of the fuels, or the fuels that in India, we are the third largest consumer of energy. So, as we all know, we have a great population. We are There are many consumers. There are a lot of many vehicles on the road you can see, and it just goes on increasing. So, we are the third largest consumer of the energy. But at the same time, what we are generating in the indigenous crude oil, what we have in the country, is the ratio of 2019 to 20 is 32.16 million metric ton, and what we import from the other country is 270 million metric ton. What are the emissions that we produce from the of using this kind of crude oils and other, is the 2.2 billion tons of CO2 emissions that we're generating. And when we say about self-sufficiency, we are just 15% self-sufficient. So there's a like large amount of 95% of chance, like 85% of possibilities that where we can pitch in and we can work out. But it's sort of scenario of the fuels of the energy that is there in India, and where we need to work on. So, as I mentioned earlier, we can see the graph here, which is given by Niti Aayog, and which Niti Aayog says that what is the amount of fuel that is used, nothing but in the transport, in the industry. So you can see the flow of complete graph, where it shows that there's a large amount of it is there from transport and industry. We are using it, and we says that the report by IE says that we will that 90, if such things goes on, and we are not developing or the producing this kind of fuels in India, we will be 90% dependent. We will be importing 90% of the energy or the fuels from the other countries, and we will be completely dependent. So this is the scenario what is there at present. So if such things going on, what India is doing, why we are not pitching in, why we are not working on it. So not many questions might be in your mind, that why we are lacking back, that why India is waiting to be dependent on the other countries on the energy or fuel. Why it is so? So, and what are the other countries doing? So, when I talk about other countries, if you see the UK, Italy, France, Switzerland, they are investing lot and lot. So, when you talk about other countries, I just give an example of Germany. Germany has at present 9,000 compressed biogas plant in house in their country. What amount of this plus compressed biogas, that is this sustainable fuel plants they had in 2010, which was 4,136. Now if I ask question, how many biogas plant or the sustainable fuel plants are there in India? So maybe you can just check. We are just having around 46 to 40 50 plants which are running in India. So see the ratio, like 9,000 in Germany, and India we have 46 to 48. That's the ratio we have. That's the we are lacking where we end, and there is really need to work on this. And who are going to work on this? Who are going to give these ideas? Nothing but we are the we can say the entrepreneurs who are coming forward, who are developing this business. They are going to pitch it and they are going to work on it. So definitely, when we talk about what government is into, government will give subsidies, government will give the schemes, they will ask us to build up. But unless we come forward, this is not going to happen. So at the same time, the total biogas production capacity of the plant is what in Germany at least having 8.898 billion cubic metric tons metrics and equivalent to 6.6 million metric tons. They primarily operate on the farmer cooperatives and others things. So when I talk about yes, this is a scenario like in the previous slide I talked about Germany and other countries except India, they have lot many such a kind of plants. They are working on the sustainable fuels, but why India is lacking behind? Why India is not taking? So the ratio is 9,000 to 46. So it's very like it was very I was surprised why India is not going to do. So when I went to the different policies in the CBG, I saw that yes, definitely India has its policy. In 2018, India came with national policy on biofuels, and they came with a platform called Govardhan, that is galvanized organic bioagro plants. The Ministry of MNRE came with the different financial assistance to the plant. So government is giving, it's our time to pitch in and to work on it. So CBG in India. So now I'm just talking about what are the business possibilities in sustainable fuels for all of us. So when we talk about this, when I talked in previous slides that the CBG come from the animal waste, agriculture waste, municipal waste. So when we talk about a data in India, what kind of biomass, that is a feedstock, it is a raw material required for this CBG plant, is there in India. It is nothing but 62 million metric tons of biomanure, and which has the capacity to generate 370 million metric tons. So if all the 62 million metric tons of biomass is used, we will cross the Germany, will cross France, will cross the Italy, and we will. There's a condition will come that we were able to send our sustainable fuel to other countries. So that is the capacity, that's the potential we have in our country. But still, I think we are lacking behind, and we need to pitch in. So biogas produce. So it's what we have, this kind of potential we have, and we need to give it definitely. Then there's a different possible different policies with the government where they talk about this biogas is generated from this kind of plant. The like definitely there when we talk about a plant, there is always a we think about who is our customer. Whatever the biogas will be produced, that a customer buy or not, is there assured or the agreement can be done with the my company and a customer, is it possible or not? So these are the things when we worry about, like when I'm setting up a plant in a country India, I definitely will worry about who are the potential customers, what amount they are purchasing my biogas, or what is the cost I will be getting, what is the projections or the what is the EBITDA margin I will be getting out of it, what is the return on investment I'm putting on it. So this is the question which I asked. So definitely, when this questions are asked, definitely government has different policies where they talk about it. So talking about so different, as I mentioned earlier, we can generate this kind of fuels with the help of the manure that is there, which is present easily available in our country, agriculture waste, animal waste, municipal waste. So there are different processes for it. Definitely, we will. We are not going to dive into it. What are the technicalities? What are this uh, processes? How? What are the chemical compositions? Acid? What other things are going on? But we are just focusing on. We have different industry waste. We have animal waste. We have agriculture waste, which can be converted into a fuel, which is a sustainable fuel, and which is very unharming to environment, and which can be used into the vehicles industries easily. So which will make us India a self-sustained country, and which will be make in India, and also definitely which will come with different startup ideas, and we can work on it definitely. So these are the different overmap I'm showing. I will not go into technicalities. Maybe if someone is interested, we can afterwards we can discuss. But it's all about the different processes that can convert into this animal waste, different agriculture waste, biomass into fuels. So So my question is definitely like as I mentioned, we are going to talk on the different startup ideas and these things. As I when I went came to this, my company told me that you have to work on this CBG plant. You have to set up a plant for on compressed biogas. The first question came in my mind is, okay, what are the present situation in India? What are the different plans they are doing? What are the problem they are facing, and how I can overcome the problem and make my project, my startup into a complete, maybe a big successful one. So first question, what first things what we need to do is, what are the present projects doing? What are the problem they are faced? So I went, I searched a lot. I talked with different EPC members. I talked with different companies, CEOs that who are working on CVG. Definitely, what are the problem they're facing? So I went to different articles that they are there. So after talking with different peoples, looking at different articles, listening to different talks, I came to a point that this present situation in India, the CBG plants that are working, they don't have a not getting the feedstock or this raw material at right time available in the right situation or the right quality what they wanted. So we all knows that biogas is based on the we produce that is based on the agriculture waste, animal waste. So when we talk about agriculture waste, which comes from the farmer, that may be we have we all know about the, so we are in Pune. If you're living nearby, there are places like Kolhapur, Sangli, where there are a lot of sugarcane farming that we do. There's sugarcane factories. The waste from sugarcane, there's a biogas, molasses, then the press mud, then there's a plaint wash. This waste can be converted into biogas. So when we talk, even the rice straw, paddy straw, husk, that that is a waste from the rice farms, can be also made into biogas. But when we talk about this kind of waste, if I go to a farmer and ask them that this kind of waste I wanted to my country, to my company, and you supply me, so he will think of like I just throw it out or burn it out, or I just what I do is just vanish it. Why I will think of waste, and which is I will just send to a company and sell them. So that's a mindset. It's there in the still farmer, and we need to get educated this people, the farmer, about how this waste can also be used, and they can earn from this waste. So there's a zero supply chain for this biomass, zero possibilities, like not possibility we can say, but I think there's a lot of we are lacking somewhere to set up this kind of supply chain of biomass, and can be using this biomass into a say compressed biogas. So there's a need. So that was a problem that I found in the present compressed biogas companies, that they are not getting the raw material or the feedstock at the right time at right place, because of which they are not able to generate the compressed biogas efficiently. So there are a lot of, so there's last, I think last year only, there's a big plant which is in Sangrur, Punjab. It's the largest plant of compressed biogas which was built up in the Punjab Sangrur, which has 16 metric tons of capacity. But they are not able to produce just because they're not able. It is based on paddy straw, paddy crop that is there, the straw, the waste that generate from the paddy straw. So they are running the plant of paddy straw, but they are not able to get the raw material right time, because of which they are not able to generate the biogas, and they are still lacking in the efficiency of getting into this. So these are the problems I found out. To how this problem can be overcome. So when we talk about these are the problems, then I went to different. There's a so second thing is these are the problems. The first thing is what is the market about when we go with some project or a startup. First, we do the market analysis. What are the different projects? What are the different ideas? What are the different technologies they're working on it? So just if I am sitting in a company, I will not just by surfing on the internet, I will get all the ideas. I need to talk to different people after getting the ideas from them, and then I can build up some model out of it. So first thing I went was I talked with different people. I went asked them what are the problem they're facing, and secondly, so okay, this is the problem they're facing. How to overcome? Then I went to different. There are different schemes that we have, that different policies that the government is giving us. So by surfing it, found out there is a scheme which is given by Government of India, MNRE, Ministry of Renewable Energy, where it is also called Satat scheme by Government of India, the Sustainable Alternative Towards Affordable Transportation. So where the scheme tells us about ki, whatever the biogas you generate, we will take a we will assure that whatever you generate the CBG, we will buy it. So now that when we first is the when we go with the startup, we talk about like who are my potential customers, at what cost they are paying me. So in this case, my problem was solved so easily that I know my whatever the gas or the I'm generating is taken care by IOCL, that is a government Indian corporation, oil corporation, and they will buy me at this cost. So my problem was solved easily that yes, I came to know that I know my customer, this is my cost, and I am sure that whatever the output I'm giving, they are going to buy. So these are the different schemes that we have, which are given by government of India, and they also give us a central funding assistance. That is, if you're producing 10 tons per day of CBG, they give you 10 crores rupees. So if I talk about a plant, definitely it have a capital cost, it will have operating cost, capex, opex in which it, and at the same time, so I have to bear that cost. What will be so in capital investment, then the operating investment, I have to bear that cost. So for that, government gives you central first funding assistance, that is based upon the ratio what the output is generating. So this is a scheme. So first, I did a market analysis. I found a customer. I found the schemes which are got by government. So after that, we apply. There's a so there are different oil corporations, BPCL, HPCL, IOCL, who are in the market. I think they produce. The government have given the stake to this public service organization where we apply. So now I am a startup. I'm applying to IOCL that I will put up a plant or CBG. So based upon my expertise, based upon my capability, they or my competency, they will give me a letter of intent. Yes, okay, I think you have the capability to set up the plant. So we give you letter of intent that this is the area. So we can see that there is a Gazipur, Uttar Pradesh. So we can set up this plant in Gazipur, Uttar Pradesh. Whatever the BG or commercial agreements we can do, and further you can proceed. So this is the way we need to apply different company. After getting permission from the public survey, this kind of or organization, the government or IOCL, I need to so definitely when you put up a startup, definitely the question will be asked by you. You will be going for funding. So if I talk about a compressed biogas plant, it will if you see the complete cost of putting up 10 tons or 10 TPD plant in a place, its cost is around 70 crores. So there are different costs involved in it. So what is the machinery cost, land cost, raw material cost, there's a manpower cost, electricity cost, water cost. There are different costs involved in it. So when I talk about the CBG plant, maybe like whatever maybe my plant is of 10 TPD, you might be working with some 5 TPD, 1 TPD. The cost will vary. But if I am to set up a 10 TPD plant, my cost of the this plant will be 7 crores. So you need to tell how you need to justify how is cost to be coming. So you make a business plan out of it. What is my raw material cost? What is my manpower cost? What is my electricity cost? So you can see in the bottom line, you can see that there is a raw material cost, there is salary cost, there is by manpower, the electricity cost, maintenance cost. Definitely, you will be also bearing a maintenance cost. If you go with the industry standard, it's a 7.5 percent of the actual cost what we have. So that you need to take care of. Then there's a bio fertilizer and packing cost. So these are different costs, and this is all the investment that you're going to do. So after doing this investment, what is the projected revenue? So I know what I am going to pay for my compressed biogas. So that cost I know, and also there's some byproducts that comes out of it is the biofertilizer. That also cost I know. So what is the projected revenue that will be coming year by year, 1 year, second year, third year, fourth year, and what is the investment I need to do every year that I must be known about. So where you can see that this is plan, you can see that there's a raw material cost, the press mud I'm using. There's a production of biogas and biofertilizer. What is the production? What quantity of production we are producing? On that quantity of production, what is the projected revenue that we are getting? And on that projected revenue, what is the investment I'm doing? So based upon that, what are the investment? I need to look at what is my return on investment coming. So whenever I go to my investors to ask, okay, this is my plant I'm putting, and I require 70 crore rupees for setting this plant, they will definitely ask, okay, I will give. Now there are different government schemes, and also like when you go in a bank for this loan or purpose, 75% of the loan or the cost of the plant they will bear, the bank will give you, but 25% still you need to be investing in it. So for the 25% cost, so here is like 70 crores, 18 to 20 crores I need to invest, so which I require some investors. So when I go to the investor, they will ask that, okay, this is the this is what you're producing, this is also projected revenue you're getting. So tell me how I will get return out of it. What is the EBITDA margin? What is the PAT? What is the output profit I'm getting after paying the tax? What is the output IRR? What is the internal return rate I'm getting? Based upon that, they will be getting. So this is the business plan you need to make when you go for a business or a plan or an industry to set up. You need to make a business plan out of it. Ki what is my investment? What is my projected revenue? What is the IRR I'm getting out of it? What is the net present value of my company? So based upon that, investor will invest you. So if the margin is about 30 to 40% above, then definitely they have a confidence that, okay, after 1 year, 1.5 years, I will get the whatever I've invested, I will get back to profit. And then whatever it is, it's all about my profit. So if that is clear, picture is very clear, definitely investor will be very happily investing in you. And this is what we projected. This is what a business plan we made. I will be showing maybe afterwards what are the IRR we are getting and we're getting. So this is all we are based upon that the investor projecting are investing upon us. So when I see this business plan, I will just further discuss you about the one of the case how I'm dealing with the things. So whenever I'm talking with the company, they see that there is a raw material. If you see here, raw material cost is the highest cost. So in that raw material, there is a transportation cost. There is a cascading cost where I need to transport my CBG to IOCL differentiation. There is my transportation of there's a raw material specific cost. So this is a very high cost. So if I want to make my company into profit, I need to reduce this cost as much as possible. So how I can I do this? So I just found it. I talked with my colleagues that this is a cost I need to reduce as much as possible. So for this, we had a brainstorming. We had different. So we made an optimization model. So this is the extra thing I would like to share with you all that we made an optimization model where we tried to minimize the transportation cost as much as possible and to make the supply chain as resilient as possible. So whatever may the uncertainty face, my supply chain should be resilient. So how it is possible? So based on we had a data collection. So definitely. So if I am placing, if I'm putting a plant in Pune, I must know that what is the land that I'm acquiring for my plant. What so that is a feasibility study that we do. So is it in the locality? So if it's a biogas plant, they definitely there will be a odor. There's a smell or coming out of it. So is it harming other people living beside them? Is it the agriculture land or the industrial land? What is the transportation possibility? Is there a network of transportation? Like if I'm producing a CBG and there is a lot of raw material coming into a plant at the same time CBG coming out of the plant. So a lot of the trucks will be moving inside, coming outside. Is there a transportation road possibility there or not? What is the network they set up? What is the we can say the complete scenario? Is it I can I get the land on lease or not? These are the different possibilities I need to check. Is the land getting at a low cost or not? So these are the different feasibility study that we do when we set up the plan. So this if I'm able to optimize this kind of thing, definitely I will be in the profit. So we use different models like there are different open source simulation models, optimization models available, and based upon that, if you see here, this is a video. I will just play it. So we are setting a plant in Mathura. So this is my plant. This is a customer. This is my raw material. So you can see that this is a complete map. I'm just sitting here. I can observe that what is. So you can see that a truck is moving from this location. This is the actual map of Mathura, where I can see that where is my plant, where is the transportation moving, is it a possibility or not, and what are the things going on. So there are different system models. We have optimization model where we can see the how my cost can be optimized, and I can just get the output, the profit out of it as much as possible. So there are different models we run into different Python. There might be many people who know Python simulation models, and by which we can find out that what is the best location for my plant. You can see the build a warehouse at this location, and this is supermarket where, by getting what are the different constraints that we have, based upon it we can see that what is my best location where I can set up my plant. So this is all about the CBG plant. You can see so CBG, when you talk of CBG plant, so this is a kind of picture you can see overall how the CBG plant looks like. So there are two digesters, then there's a balloon where we store the compressed biogas, and there are different testing laboratories, and there's a, if you want to produce electricity out of it, we can produce electricity also. So it's not like we will be using this car compressed biogas into vehicles. We can generate electricity out of it also, and we can be self-sustained for a plant. These are the things which are there. So just discuss about all this case that we that I was that I'm working. I was working in this company, and I'm working, and there are different things. So when we now, as it coming towards a topic about exploring the ideas, these are different ideas. So as I mentioned, where the world is going and where we India is, we are lacking, and we can pitch in as a climate tech entrepreneur, as a climate sustainable startups. There is a different fundings, there are different schemes which the government is giving. So when you go in a big MNCs, there is a lot of talks about sustainable reporting, net zero emissions, how my scope 3 emission can be reduced to zero, how my report how can I generate the best sustainability report out of my company. These are the talks which are going on. So when such kind of requirement is there, they come with the different ideas from the sustainable startups. So what the sustainable startups works on, these are the solutions that we give, that they give to these big companies. And uh, there are a lot of fundings which are available from the government, from the different non-governmental organizations, maybe USAID. There may be other, not only from India, other also other countries where they focus on which who are working in sustainability area. So when we just talk about the startups, so I think there are different kind of startups. There is technology startups and different they are working. But when we look at a sustainable point of view, these are some of the solutions like sustainable fuels. We have talked last 20 minutes to talk about the sustainable fuels. So how the sustainable fuels can be taken forward? How can we work upon it? So even not only a big company, there is no required of such a big companies. Even we all can think of how can we set up such. There are a lot of possibilities. Like even in Pune, I don't think there are much plans of CBG. Even one of you can just pitch in and ask for the uh, for IOCL, different BPCL, HPCL for setting this plant. Definitely, you can get such kind. If just based upon the how you make the expertise about the capabilities all around it, and you can pitch in. So this I just talked about sustainable fuels. There are many other possibilities with that we come forward, but definitely I think we all can think about it. We all can just see about like how this things can go forward, and we can make this better future for not only for as a building a startup for ourselves, but also for the country point of view. How can we make our country self-sustain? This is a market which is there. We can see all over our India, and which we can help our India to become self-sustain and maybe further leading in this field also. So I think we can give a seriously think on thought on this complete scenario, how we can take forward. And definitely it has a great future ahead. So when I just went to this gave the interview to this company and applied for this, it was I talked with different experts. It's a very niche area we can work on. There's an energy supply chain build up. There's a lot of scenario, that lot of we can say possibilities, how we can make this biomass supply chain. We can set a biomass supply chain. We can educate the farmer that the waste that you are generating can be converted, can be you can sell this waste and you can generate a revenue out of it. So this not just getting revenue from the produce, that rice you produce, sugar cane that you produce, you give to the different companies, you get the money. But the waste that you generate can also be a revenue generation to them. So we need to educate these farmers. We need to educate the different people can we can set up the supply chain. So there are different startups. When I talk about the startups also, so there's a startup which I came just recently in them talked with. I had a talk with them. It's a company called Biofuel. They have a platform where they generate just a platform on internet where they ask the farmer to to give their input to the platform, like this amount of waste is available. This is rice straw if they have available after cultivation of rice. The waste that generated from the rice, they put it, that is 10 metric tons of rice straw is available, so they put into the platform. And the companies such like me, like Green Billion, so we require such kind of waste. So I will pitch into that platform. I will ask the farmer that please give me, this is the amount I can pay you. So he can tell me, okay, I will sell you at this amount. So these are different startups coming on for setting the biomass supply chain. There are different startups coming with the transportation problems, how the transportation can be possible. There are different startups coming with how the IOCL can set up a session for CBG. So even when we talk to the IOCL that we will give you some compressed biogas, so CBG I need to set up the points where they can get the CBG from us and give to the other vehicles. So how this can be set up? So this is completely, I think, we are just lacking where we as an entrepreneur we can think of and we can give some solutions. When we talk about it's not about it's all about CBG, compressed biogas. There is a lot of things which are going with the hydrogen, ethanol. So how this hydrogen supply chain can be set up? There are different. We can talk about, people says that there can be pipelines, but wo- it's I think it will get a long time to set up a pipeline in a places where we can transport hydrogen. We can give the hydrogen. So how this hydrogen supply chain can be set up? How the ethanol supply chain can be set up? So these are the future fuels. The crude oil, natural gas, we are like this is there maybe for 5 to 10 years next. After that, it will be replaced by hydrogen, ethanol, CBG. So this is the future where we are talking about. And definitely, if we start working from now, if we start working pitching from now, definitely of our business that you're working, Adani is investing. Adani is setting his plant, which is based on cow dung for generating of CBG in Mathura. So they have made agreement with the Goshala in Mathura, and they are setting, I think, 50 to 60 metric tons of CBG plant in Mathura. So why Adani is investing? Why Reliance is investing? I think that's the where we can see that there's a market which is going on. There are different processes, other processes can be done, but if we are using the waste and generating the energy, there is a nothing best example we can say. We are utilizing we are decomposing, or we can use the waste also. So now 350 tons of waste of Pune we are using to generate the hydrogen. That's like lot of social issues, like health will be improved of the people living nearby the decompose or the land fillings of the municipal waste. Definitely energy will be given to the different petrochemicals which are nearby the Pune. So different social causes will be also solved. So we are not just making the business, we are also solving the social causes. We are giving country a best solution, and at the same time we are improving all over the self sustenance of the country, our city. At the same time we are helping to increase the health and other issues which of the other benefits of which we get from the of the projects. So I think this is all the scenario complete we have. We need to think about it. We need to they will come with the different ideas for it, and definitely there's a great future ahead in this field. We need to look at. So this is all about scenario. Definitely, I would like to have a question on it, and maybe if I can add something more about it, definitely can ask. Yes, Tanvi.
Yes, sir. You can hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. So, thank you so much for such an informative session today. It was an honor today to have you on this platform. So, to begin with the question and answer session, we have our first question as: will the biogas affect engine and reduce its life?
Uh, Definitely. Now the what thing happen is definitely to not reduce the life. So it is completely CBG that we are talking about is used in replace of CNG as a natural gas. So now the CBG that you have produced, which will be compressed at a 255 bars, which is purified to 90 94%, and which has the same composition that we are using for the CNG engines. So I think the composition that we have for CNG is the same for CBG. so the standard which was given by IOCL itself to us, that you need to have a CBG with 90 to 94% of the purity, which is less than H2S, CO2, and other, which is I think pure methane that we have, and which is at a which is a compressed the pressure to 50 bars, which is same which is we are using for the CNG engines. I think so. I think if you're using such kind of directly into the CNG engines, definitely it will not reduce the life for the engines, I think. Then you're not audible, I think.
Sorry,
Yeah.
can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Uh, Thank you so much. So the next question is, could you highlight some common challenges that startups face in their early stages and offer advice on how to overcome them?
Definitely. What I feel is like we the what the problem they face is we don't understand exactly how the market is. We need to look at what are the potential customers, how we making the agreements with them, and then I think. But as I showed the picture of the business plan, I think the business plan should be clear with the all the startups. Like what are my customers? What are the at what cost I'm selling my product out of it, and nothing but like what are the projected outcome out I'm getting out of it, revenue generation out of it. So what is the time period for generation of the revenue? So this is all things that need to be cleared in the mind of the person who if you are setting a startup. So we are going to startup. This things should be cleared in your mind, that what is our business plan, what are the potential customer, what is the market going at. So like see, even we are thinking about the sustainable fuels. Still there is a we can say that very less people now. So this Nitin Gadkari yesterday launched a car which is based on ethanol. So when we launched a car with ethanol, is there just only, I think there's a one car only which we can see, or we can see only one car that Nitin Gadkari has, which is running on hydrogen. So when people ask this, like, are you generating the hydrogen? Who are the customers? Are there any cars who are running on the hydrogen? Are there any cars on CBG? So definitely, how the market is going on and how we are looking at present it might not be, but if you see the scenario, definitely is going to change. So this kind of vision that I think the startup or the entrepreneur must have about how I am pitching my ideas, how this idea will be have a potential, what are my customers, what is my business plan. So if I'm doing that, based upon that, I will get idea. Okay, so if this is there should be a surety or a safe game. I think we need to play. Definitely, risk is very important. Unless you get the you are getting you are facing the risk. Definitely not. So it is always a say. I think so the sentence I early fell to early build. So I think there's definitely we need to pitch in, we need to take the risk. Unless we get the hurdles, we are not going to go forward. So these are the when we went to the Pune Municipal Corporation with this project, they asked it like how we are going to do, what is the kind of funding that you have, how you are going to transport this. So definitely we had to struggle a lot to pitch in our idea and convince them. After convincing them that we have got the funding, the PMC is approved with the project, they are given land in Hadapsar for us, and now we are setting the plant. So we struggle a lot for it. Definitely, struggle is a part of the journey of startup or entrepreneur. But I think the things that need to be remember is what is the market scenario where I'm pitching, what are the business plan that I have, what are the risks I'm taking, and what are the returns that I'm going to get out of it. What is the IRR? What are the EBITDA margins that we'll be getting? How after how much years I am going to get my revenue? That should be very assured with the or completely. There should be a mind cleared with the startup. The entrepreneur must when he go into the startup. I think this if these things are very clear with him, definitely he will be successful in it.
Okay, thank you, sir. That pretty much answers the question. The next one is, can you discuss the importance of networking and building industry connections in the startup ecosystem and provide tips on how to do this effectively?
I think that's a very important thing when we go into startups. I think it's very important. The collaboration, the networking is very important because I think uh, because that are the things we like. Even we are set when we set up a plant, we talk with the different EPC, the engineering, procurement, and commissioning peoples or the different companies where they give us a technology. They take care of the commissioning of the project, and for this the data sharing, the the I think the faith that we have on them is very important. Unless we have this kind of faith on them, we can't go with the project. So when we make the business plans, when we make the this kind of projections, we take the data from them. Like if I'm setting this plan, what kind of cost the technology I'm going to get, what kind of commissioning things I need to take care, what are the different possibilities or the different problems that I'm facing. Unless I have the faith on them, I can't go forward, or even they can't share the information with us. The information sharing, there's a lot of faith building which help us with this kind of, when we have this kind of collaborations. So there are different companies which are helping us, there are different technology partners, there's APC members, there is a raw material agreement suppliers, and also the main thing is a customer, how you. So when we set a project, I must be very clear that what IOCL is expecting from me and how I'm delivering my output to them, are satisfied with the output what I'm giving. So from supplier to manufacturer to distributor to the customer, this all are the very collaborator, are the key players. I think unless I have a complete faith on them, and they don't have faith on me, I can't move forward. So there, definitely for setting going with such kind of project startups, I must understand who are my collaborators, what are their capabilities, how can they help me, how can I be very helpful for them, and how can I how we can run my project very efficiently by taking them all forward together. So this is very very important. So as in having such kind of bond between us, it's I think so there are different things, like in market if you go, there are a lot of conferences which they come for networking. They have meetups, weekly meetups, monthly meetups they do, to just because to strengthen their bond, to what are the things they're doing. So when we are setting, our APC member called us like, this is our project, this is our partners, this is we are, so that the bond gets strengthens, they get the idea, they get the uh, okay, I can understand that, yeah, yes, these are doing very properly and I can go with them. This kind of faith is generated, so that is very important. So definitely you need to talk to different people. I think for generation, for having this collaboration kind of thing, we need to talk to different people, you different experts, take their advices, like how I can go forward, what are their capabilities, how can I get them into a project and work with it. So that is very important, very for this collaboration part of thing.
Thank you, sir. Now, moving towards the last question that we have for today is, can you share a few success stories or lessons learned from startups that you have been involved with or have admired in your career?
Definitely. Actually, I still am working on a startup. I can't say I'm successful or not. It's like, and the present company will still, we are setting this plant of hydrogen, CBG, and still we are in the, we can say in a, not in the initial phase. We have crossed all the initial phase. We are in the commissioning phase, definitely. But we after I think 1 year, I can tell you that yes, we are in in that category of successful kind of thing. So that's the thing. But I was a part of a center for incubation innovation in my college, Nayam Mumbai, and where I was a coordinator for the center of innovation for the incubation, where I had a chance to mentor such kind of projects or the startups, you can say. So there are different startups which when I was in this period of my college in my PhD work, and I had to mentor this kind of projects. There's a startup called Untitled Alten, and there's a startup called Green Renewables. There's a startup other who are in the market at present, and they are we can say they are increasing, and they are they are in we can I think not in the we can say successful in that business, but yes, definitely they are in a good stage where we can say, yeah, yes, they have achieved something. So these are the things, some examples I can give. But yeah, definitely, maybe after 1 year, I can tell you that yeah, what idea I am projecting will be into the market, and I can tell you that yeah, I am successful. But at present, I can't directly tell you.
Definitely, sir. We are looking forward for that day. Okay, so here we are at the end of the session. On the behalf of the entire BitSpace team, I take upon this honor to thank you to come and join us for today's event and give us such information, but complete opportunities to further grow our careers. what he or she is looking forward to starting up. Thank you so much, sir. It was an honor today to have you on the audience and giving us a takeaway and important points to note down. So thank you so much and have a lovely evening. Thank you. Sir, you're not audible.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
Uh, did I lose my voice or you could not hear anything?
I think yeah, some part I don't know, like it was projected to the, but I didn't able to hear you.
Okay, so I said that that was done for today's session. It was an honor today to have you on this platform. On behalf of the entire BitSpace team, I take upon this honor to thank you for coming and joining us today and giving our audience such an informative session about how he or she should be looking forward to join a startup or start a startup of theirs. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, Tanvi. Thank you, Mayur, and Bitspace team completely for giving this opportunity to me to share my ideas. Definitely, if you have any questions, if you have anything to ask to me, definitely you can contact Mayur. You can get a contact from him, and definitely, or maybe on LinkedIn or any platform, you can directly ask a question and connect with me. So thank you very much, all, and thanks again.
Sure, sir, definitely. Thank you.